everyone, thanks for clicking on this video. I just wanted to make a somewhat quick video of this project my dad and I did. We started in October of 2019 and finished around early December. So it took us about 7 or 8 weeks in total, but I just wanted to give you some tips and some tools that you need along the way if you were trying to make your own brick oven. So the first thing we did here was dig out the hole we would need for the foundation. It was, I believe, 3 by 9.5 feet. And this is an important part of the process because you want to make a nice foundation for the brick oven, especially since it's holding a decent amount of weight. You don't want it to move around when the seasons change or if it gets flooded or anything like that. So you'll see this wooden tool we used to kind of level out the hole we made, and basically I think it was about 12 inches deep. We just use it to go around and make sure it was all about the same height. So the next step was marking and digging the holes. Basically these holes were 24 inches deep, and they were to pour concrete down and then have rebar sticking out of them to tie into the foundation, just to give the foundation a more solid stance. So the next step, I didn't really get a good video of it, but it was basically setting up a form to pour the concrete into for the foundation. We also put cardboard inside of the holes just so that the stones we poured in wouldn't go inside the holes, because we're going to pour concrete in them later. So this is a video of just the entire form for the base. So the next big step was actually pouring the concrete, and we only ended up using about 75% of the concrete that we got. And we got this concrete mixer from a friend of ours. It had some difficulty, but it ended up working pretty decently. Just took a little while, but it helped overall. And so just for a frame of reference, this was October 26th, so about 2 weeks after we started. We actually got the foundation poured, and it came out pretty nice in the end. We had some neighbors visit, and it helped using some water just to smooth out the concrete for a nice base. So the next step was getting the cinder blocks to put on the base. After about 2 days of letting it dry, we put the cinder blocks on, and we put even more rebar through the cinder blocks. You might be able to see there. And then we actually ended up pouring concrete down some of the holes too, so we had to line up the holes just to keep those cinder blocks in place. It was a good step. So after that, we put plywood on top of the cinder blocks just to pour the concrete onto for the base of the oven. And here you can see we put even more rebar on there, and we actually drilled little holes in the plywood just to pour concrete down into the cinder blocks. And so after we had the form secured, we set up the concrete contraption again on the side there, and we actually rigged it up so that we had an on and off switch for the mixer, and then we would cut open a bag, pour it in, mix it, pour it in. We had some friends come over who actually lent us the mixer. He helped out with this process a little bit too. So as you can see, this process just involved filling in all the cracks, making it nice and smooth at the end here. And then we eventually ended up taking off the wood that was along the sides here. So this part was the actual brick lane where we first put down a layer of insulation, which I would suggest not doing because we found out later that after it rained, water just got trapped inside the insulation and it made it really hard for the oven to get up to the right temperature. So yeah, just put bricks down on the concrete and we made a wooden form for the actual opening of the oven just to put the bricks around. So this part just takes a lot of figuring out and I forget what kind of saw blade we bought, but we got the special saw blade just to cut the bricks into that circle there. So here I was just trying to find the exact center of the circle so that we were going to put this tool that we found in another video we saw in the center, just so it made it a lot easier to lay the bricks around. And it kind of looks like this. So at this point, the bricks got at such an incline that we had to put these wooden stakes up just to hold them up, and we had to let them dry for a day or two. And you can kind of see the swivel tool we used in there. But yeah, basically this part, I'd say took the longest. So at this point, we had the door set up and a little chimney for it. Um, and she's not the prettiest, but luckily we have a layer of insulation to put over it yet, which you'll see here. And probably also be able to see some smoke coming out. This was because each day for 4 days we had a fire running for about 6 hours. Just to prime the bricks and get them nice and ready for the pizza. yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something along the way.